at Odeon are often asked about our creative process and how, when we are doing creative shoots or creative videos, how do we know what's the right thing to do, or how do we arrive at the right kind of shoot that we need to do. It's a very difficult question to answer, but I'll try. Like any other design process, creative shoot is also a design process to us. So there are proper steps. There is a proper dedicated team that we have to deliver this great shoot that you see. Often brands and sellers and people with their own collections think that it's just a simple process where we they just give us their garments and they just say that do a great shoot with it, and they think that we'll just go back, do a couple of clicks and come back to them with a great shoot, and they think that it's that simple. To the consumer, to the end consumer, it should seem that simple, but when the process is happening, when how we do it, it's far more complicated than that. Not complicated, but complex than that, and that's because it's that complex and because it is that structured and planned, we're able to deliver the kind of shoots that we do. So how it happens is that let's say you're a brand and you want to get a creative shoot done, and you say this is my collection and this is my expectation from this collection. I want this to be launched at the next distributors meet, or I want this to be the next season collection launch on the website or on the Amazon store, or let's say on your own store, which is a physical store. You come up and say that do this shoot for us. We would go back to our drawing board. We would assess what is the expectation and what all will need to go into this particular shoot. We would come back to you with the costing. Once the costing and once the reference images are approved by you, we go back again, and there's a whole engine that works on the back end which you never see, which is a team that's constantly researching as to what is happening in the world that you're competing with. So if you're a brand and you have ABC brands that are also in the same space, also catering to the same kind of a consumer, this whole engine of research that we have at the back end, they're constantly researching and they're constantly following up on what the others are doing and where are they really drawing their inspiration from. Once we're done with that, we along with our design team, we sit down on a table and we brainstorm ideas, and we say that if this is a spring collection, what all needs to go into it. If it's a Christmas collection, what all needs to go into it. And obviously this happens after we've understood the brand correctly. We've understood what market you're catering to and who's your end consumer. Is she or he a teenager, or are these guys in their first jobs, and what is the kind of dispensable income that they have that they can really spend on buying clothes. So we understand all of that, and this team then sits down on the concept board and we come up with certain concepts of how the visual is going to look, what is the story that the shooter is going to communicate, who should be the face, who should be the talent. We do all that prep work. We align with you as a client, or the brand, or whoever our client is. We agree and we say that this is broadly the expectation that you're looking at, and we would do our best to come back to it. So this was the pre-production work. While the pre-production is happening, during this time we've already shortlisted what location it's going to be happen on, who's the talent that we're going to be using, what is the kind of equipment that we need, what are the kind of styling props that we need. We do all of that planning beforehand. This is pre-planning. On the shoot day, on the production day, we come to the location completely prepared. Everybody knows what they're supposed to do. There is a line sheet, there is a line plan, which is measured and followed to the T. Every 15 minutes we cross-check whether what was planned for the next 15 minutes is done or not. And it doesn't always go as perfectly as it was planned. I always say everything that can go wrong will go wrong, and it does go wrong. Sometimes the models fall sick. Sometimes shoes don't fit, sometimes garments don't fit, sometimes there's a tear, the zipper is not working. You have to be prepared for all the last minute, fiascos. we are mostly prepared, and we try to be proactive, and we try to do a lot of corrections on that day also. So the production day is also not something that you can just completely leave on planning. A lot happens on that day, last minute. Once the production is done, the packup happens. Post that, all the talent is, of course, they're retired from their jobs. The models can relax, the photographer can relax. That's when the task for the post-production team starts to happen. So that's a bigger task, because whatever that has been missed on the day of the shoot has to be covered up for now. So all the story that was planned, is it coming across or not? Do we need some kind of edits? Do we need to look at the dump again? Do we need to do some color corrections? Do we need to, God forbid, is there something that needs to be reshot? We do all that analysis, and we then give you a shoot that's, you just get a file which is ready to be uploaded all across, and just get the accolades for it. It's a long process. It's a lot of fun. It's tedious, but I think when a whole tedious, bumpy journey kind of comes to a smooth end, that's the whole satisfaction of the whole process.